Thank you for joining us. You were just listening to internationally known singer-songwriter and good friend Jessie Terry's Kaleidoscope. On behalf of the K-Team, as one of our writers lovingly refers to us, welcome to Kaleidoscope WoJo's virtual book launch and book signing. We're so glad to be here. Kaleidoscope WoJo, Reflections on Women's Journeys, announces the first in a series of anthologies, In My Shoes. Today, we're going to flip through the pages of our story, introduce you to our writers, and tell you what's coming up next for Kaleidoscope WoJo. With so many writers, and for the sake of time, much of today's launch has been recorded. This book is dedicated to our moms, grandmothers, aunts, sisters, daughters, granddaughters, nieces, cousins, and dear friends. While we may not universally share the same beliefs on all manners of subjects, we do share the commonality of recognizing our unique journeys as women. We would like to thank the following individuals for their support, encouragement, and review of the story: Sally Sutton, Dave and Faith Stevens, Jim Beam, Ryan Chester, and the original writers of our prototype Familiar Voices. You can read the bios of our co-founders, Deb, Tom, and Marianne, while you hear a bit more about us. 3 people started off to write a business book, relying on decades of experience in corporate positions and as consultants. Instead, we ended up going down another path. Kaleidoscope WoJo, In My Shoes, is the culmination of 3 years of effort at creating a platform to reach women writers and to collect personal memoirs on a variety of topics. Every life is about overcoming obstacles and challenges that crop up unannounced and unexpected. No one escapes life unscathed. Our responses to these events shape the people we become. We have gathered the best of those stories submitted to us that reflect the challenges that life presents and the power of transcendence. In addition to our book, In My Shoes, we also offer webinars, workshops, and retreats to foster the art of storytelling for individuals, work teams, and organizations. Our lives are reflected in the stories we choose to tell, as well as the stories that teams and organizations tell reflect the culture embedded in them. Come, explore the power of women's voices and be inspired. As mentioned in our foreword, our book, In My Shoes, includes a very diverse group of women writers in background, location, education, and writing styles. Today, you'll get an introduction to the writers, and you'll find more of their details on our website. You'll be able to put a face to the name, get to know them by reading their bios, get a glimpse of their story through their excerpt, and hear what they have to say about participating in this project.
And now Kaleidoscope WoJo, Reflections on Women's Journeys, announces In My Shoes writer Yvonne Lovell and her story, Unmooring. Yvonne Lovell immigrated to the United States from Jamaica at the age of 21. She is an immigrant from a long line of emigres and likes to refer to her family as citizens of the world. Her sisters are citizens of Canada, her cousins are British, and the rest of her family has adopted the United States of America. In this moment in the United States, Yvonne believes immigrants are struggling to understand how did they get here. What did they do to insult their host? How did they cross the line between welcome and unwelcome? She explores her memories and understandings to grapple with these complicated questions she believes she and her fellow immigrants must ask themselves. Miss Lovell retired after a successful career in post-secondary education in New York and Kentucky. She was named the National Gear Up Professional of the Year by the National Council for Community and Education Partnerships. Since retiring, she has been actively pursuing her longtime interest in writing, preferring the creative nonfiction genre. She is active in the writing community in Louisville, participating in workshops and readings, including the Inky Reading Series. Her essay, Unmooring, Unmooring is one in a collection of essays she is completing about the impact of immigration in her life and its role in the worry she carries with her. Yvonne is a member of the boards of Louisville Literary Arts and the Cecil Ray Scholarship. And now let's hear an excerpt from Yvonne's essay, Unmooring. When I grew up, the absence of a mother or father in the home was common in Jamaica. This was the time when Britain's enormous post-war need for workers offered expansive opportunities to its colonial citizens to travel to England, uninhibited by visas and other immigration restrictions.
And now we're going to ask Yvonne some questions. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
One of the things that didn't come out in that short intro is that I'm from a long line of women in my family. There are very few males. I have a grandson and I have a cousin, and all of my mother's contemporaries, her sisters, they all have girls. So we're from a very long line of women as well. The other thing that's, I think, not often reflected in my story is all of my adult life was spent in the United States. So I had left Jamaica just before I would have begun as an adult. And it was, at that point, was too early to really embrace a Jamaican lifestyle because I had left. And yet, I had not yet understood an American culture. So I'm in an interesting place right now because with all the years to be able to look back, I can see I can see a lot of things. And so it's an interesting time for me to be writing as well.
So what was your inspiration for Unmooring?
It was really my relationship with worry. That was really the inspiration for this story, as with several others, really. It's a long relationship I have with worry. And, you know, the more clinical term is anxiety. I don't write much for catharsis or for therapy. I tend to write after I've resolved the issue and understand it better. And then I'm able to sort of get it down. But that pretty much worry was the motivation.
Wow. Interesting. Share with us a little bit what it was like to participate on this project with Kaleidoscope WoJo.
I enjoyed it because I'm a new writer, have not had much experience in publishing, and it was pretty straightforward. You get to the site, you upload it pretty easily. The instructions were, and then the feedback from the team once you had decided was pretty simple for me. I was impressed by how you had thought out the process of launching the book and giving each writer some focus. I thought that was a really unique way of doing it, and I certainly appreciate it. It's really a nice way to be introduced to an audience about your writing when you haven't done it anywhere else before. And in particular, in this kind of environment where we're not able to be out and, you know, sign up and do readings like we often would do. So I found it very, very warm and supportive.
Excellent. So is there anything else you'd like to share with the group?
Well, just that Unmooring is one essay, and I am my goal is a collection of essays. I think I'm pretty far into this collection, but there are a couple of pieces not quite yet written, but I have kind of put myself on a schedule, and hopefully I will get there. Um, after that's completed, I think I have some thoughts about my next project, which is surprising because I always thought there was just one in me. I never thought there was anything else. So it's really interesting to be at that place thinking about there may be another project.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So that you kind of answered my next question, which was, so what's next for you?
Yep. Let me finish that first collection. But I think I'll get there soon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So now if people want to unmute their microphones, this is your opportunity to congratulate Yvonne, to do a little shout out, tell her whatever you would like to tell her. We just wanted to thank her for participating in the anthology. So go ahead.
Thank you, Charlotte. Yep. Well, guys, thank you for coming. I love my audience. Thank you so much. I can see two of my friends who I know I really otherwise.
So,
I look forward to seeing the full collection.
there you go.
Thank you, Jane. Appreciate that. I'm going to take your advice about Twitter. I don't know. I'll have to get some help.
It's a nice way of connecting with other writers. It's a very supportive writing community. And forget all the nonsense about bad people who are on Twitter. Writers are wonderful to each other.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we'll move on. So, thank you. Along with Yvonne's story, there's 41 other true personal essays that are included in My Shoes. And here's just a couple of the reviews that we've received so far. In My Shoes is a rich collection of short stories that wears its heart on its sleeve. It's easy to read at a quick pace, and the readers will relate to specific narratives depending upon their experiences. Carol Skeldon. There's something for everyone here. My next book club pick. You will be inspired by these stories and the sheer grit of the women. Teresa Kane. I enjoyed reading In My Shoes. It's a remarkable anthology of very personal, poignant, and yet in some cases quite universal experiences. The overarching message I take from the assortment of events is that we should never feel alone with concerns or confusion over life events. Take heart, this compilation of adventures, ordeals, and incidences will guide and heal, as well as quite often amuse. So you don't have to be a writer to join the Kaleidoscope community. You can go to our website at www.kaleidoscopewojo.com. If you enjoy good writing, there's a lot of reading that you can do there. If you enjoy reading personal stories, we have those. You can start your weekend with a story over your cup of tea or coffee with a cup of WoJo. We have contests. We feature the writers. We feature our winning stories, and we have a regular blog too. So there's a lot of things that you can see from the Kaleidoscope website if you would like to just follow us. Drawing from years of experience, both in corporate positions and as consultants, the team delivers seminars, workshops, and webinars to further the cause of giving voice to individuals and group environments. So in addition to writing and anthologies, we do offer workshops. So just to kind of thank everyone, we want to thank all the writers that have submitted their stories over the course of time and trusting us with your stories. We want to thank Yvonne for sharing her talent. Thanks to Ryan Chester. He's a graphic designer for all the images, Kaleidoscope that you see, and the design and support of our website. And you can check out his portfolio. We didn't play music at the beginning of this one, but we have on our launch. And our internationally known singer-songwriter, Jesse Terry, he's a good friend of ours. He allows us to use his song, Kaleidoscope. So you might want to check out his music. jessieterrymusic.com. So on behalf of the K team, we would like to thank Yvonne for sharing her story. Thank all of you for your time tonight. And now we will have Yvonne's virtual signing. So you can easily pick up your copy of In My Shoes by going to our website, kaleidoscopewojo.com, and clicking on Buy Our Book. Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Bye. Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a
I
good
feel
evening.
privileged to share your journey on this.
Thank you so much, ladies.
You are.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.